I am your global icon, Pat O'Brien.
Hey,
Hello.
I just heard that.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Cannons. Victor Brick is your global spiritual leader.
From exile into freedom.
And Steve Hartman is simply global.
Global.
Come on now.
Yes.
That means he knows everything. Todo el mundo, as we like to say. Dana White is here. We're talking about UFC and the growth of the sport. Big 7-year deal with Fox. And who are some of the stars? I mean, we know a lot, the guys are on there now, Dana. But some of the ones that are up and coming, who should we be following?
Well, I think the way that I'm looking at this move on to Fox and this new platform, I've been living in this bubble for the last 10 years where we talk about triangle chokes and arm bars and all these different things. I'm looking at this thing as a fresh start, and we're gonna reach millions of people who have never even seen the UFC before, which is crazy because the thing has gotten so big and become one of the major sports out there, but there are so many people that haven't seen it and don't know about it. So, I mean, I think introduce all these guys are going to be Cain Velasquez, who's our heavyweight champion, Dos Santos, who he's fighting here soon. John Jones is an up-and-coming star, even though he's the champion. He's only 23 years old. We've got Shogun Rua, we got Forrest Griffin, the list goes on and on. The great thing about this sport, where I'm very lucky, is I've got about 25 guys that are stars.
Are they good guys?
Very good guys.
Now, Dana, did you see what happened in that Raider 49er game?
I did. I saw that today.
I mean, that spilled out on the streets. We got a caller online right now. Ted, welcome to the Cannons. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
Good, good, good. What were your thoughts on that 49er Raider debacle?
Well, just a quick history on it. I grew up in Oakland, but am a Ram fan, still a Ram fan. Went to a Ram 49er game when I was about 8, living in Oakland, and we were a family of 4, me, my brother, parents. We were about taken out. They did not like us coming into their place at all.
Wow. This is Niner fans are more brutal than the Raider fans out there.
Well, those guys, I could have taken those guys out.
Well, exactly.
I mean, those guys were...
for big guys.
Big guys, they're girly fighters.
Well, I mean, like, put it. If
they were not one punch yet. They were,
well, when I saw that big bald guy, man, I said, man, this guy's going to drop some people. But
nobody dropped.
But there were a lot of punches thrown. Nobody even moved. They all just stood in the same place. I've never seen that before.
I want to talk about. I want to talk about the fans that show up for all these great UFC events over the years. How has it progressed? Because, again, the early perception was this was a sport, MMA, that really had to be defined, redefined, which is something you did with the UFC. Have you seen the type of fans change, progress over the years, Dan?
Yeah, I think people would be shocked if they saw who are UFC. UFC fans are anybody from bankers to lawyers to guys who bring you your food. The range is so wide. Plus, our fan base is 44% female now too.
Wow,
of the Ultimate Fighter. Yeah,
44% female.
Here's what's crazy: is
hot bodies to look at.
Yeah,
I'll bump into some people that will be like, "I'm coming to the fight this weekend. Is it okay to bring my girlfriend? Can I bring my wife? Can I?" They think that that. I always say this. Have you ever been to a Red Sox-Yankee game? I mean, you want to talk about crazy. And like the Raider 49er game. I mean, some of these other sporting events, the craziest stuff goes on, and there's like little kids there. But, it's what we grew up with. It's baseball, it's football, so they don't look at it the same way. The crowds at the UFC events are so cool. Everybody's there just to sit back and have a good time. You don't see the craziness that you see at these other sporting events.
What's your Twitter handle?
At Dana White.
Okay, so based on what you just told us, I got to start following you.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Dana, I saw the Shogun fight at Staples Center in Los Angeles.
Yep.
And it was 3 hours of non-stop, fueled-up passion in the crowd with the music and the bouts, and the beautiful people of Los Angeles and the adjoining areas were in the house. They wanted to be at the event. It's an event now. Every show is an event, and that respect to you for making every show an event.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, one of the things that we tried to do is, as a big boxing fan, I used to go to the fights, and you'd go to these boxing fights, and one would happen, and then it'd be 20 minutes sitting around, and then another fight would happen. When you go to a UFC event, we produce an in-house show and a show on television. So the whole time, it's a ride, and you're going on like a roller coaster through the whole time. And like I said, there's this incredible buzz and energy inside the arena, but it's not crazy. Nobody's fighting, and there's none of that. People are just having a good time.
By the way, being the promoter that you are, to put your sport on the map, you'll appreciate this one. Larry Bird is from French Lick, Indiana. And apparently there was an ad for a resort in his hometown. It basically says, come to beautiful French Lick. And they spelled his last name. This is on the ad. B-Y-R-D. This is an ad.
French Lick.
In French Lick. It's a resort in French Lick saying, come to French Lick, Indiana, the home of basketball great Larry Bird.
He's a God among men.
B-Y-R-D.
Sounds like a summer intern's not going to get it.
Can you imagine that?
No, I
In
can't.
a French Lick promotion. But I mean, I also want to go the progression of just going out there. You know, you mentioned the fact you're still fighting, and one thing, there's no rest for you, obviously, as you continue to move forward. But just the reception you get there and how much maybe easier it is to promote what you're doing out there as opposed to what it was 10 years ago.
Oh, it's a night and day. You know, nobody would cover us in the beginning.
Yeah.
Nobody would cover us. Not only was it, not the media that wouldn't cover us, venues. Venues didn't want this thing. Now venues are begging us to come put on events.
They thought it was like a human chicken fight, basically,
Yeah, it was
right?
bad. And you know what the thing is, too? The guy that I always give credit and always respect him and will always is Donald Trump. Donald Trump was the first guy who gave us our shot when we bought this thing. We did our first event at the Trump Taj Mahal. And not only did he let us, hold it at his place, he came to even after we left his place, he would still come and watch events.
Yeah.
Donald Trump got this thing long before anybody
He's
else
a progressive thinker. That's why he's successful.
Have you ever had a conversation with Trump where you ended the conversation? No. Every time I talk to him, gotta go, click.
All right, so
But when he gets passionate about something, he's good at it.
Always been a good guy to me
Yeah,
in this
always,
company.
yeah.
all right, well, coming out this Saturday again, it's in Rio, and it's UFC Rio, and this is going to be a spectacular card, Dana.
I'm pumped. I'm very excited about it.
Okami against Silva. Silva is native Brazil. This, to me, is one of the greatest bouts in your history.
I agree. People don't realize how nasty Yushin Okami is. This guy is the best Japanese fighter to ever come out of Japan. He's big, he's strong, and he's got the style that can give Anderson Silva problems. He's got great wrestling. He likes to put guys on their back and beat them up on the ground. And he's actually been in Brazil for 3 months training for this fight and acclimating and bringing real good wrestlers down there. So, but
How popular is Silva down there, though?
so popular that he's actually got to move out of Brazil. After this fight, he's leaving Brazil and moving to Los Angeles to bring his family here. This fight down in Brazil will do 40 million viewers. 40 million people will watch this fight. 375,000 were trying to buy tickets.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you want an even bigger fight, take one of those big fat bald guys swinging their arms futilely there at that 49er Raider game, put him in the octagon with this guy over here.
I'll take all those guys.
He'll take him down.
I'm wiry. Wiry.
He's ready to fight today, man. He's all fired up.
Well, Dan, it's great to see you, man.
Yeah,
and we
pleasure.
congratulate you on this phenomenal Fox deal. It really is amazing.
Thank you guys, and I want to thank you guys for always being supporters too, and always being there for
Thank
us,
you, Dana.
even when everybody else didn't love us.
We're proud of you, man. We remember talking to you when you're on the street, jumping from one deal to another on your cell phone.
It's true.
And by the way, we do expect to be in Vegas for a few of these. You understand that?
We're in the family now, man. You guys can come to all of them.
And we echo all Brazilians when we say obrigado. Thank you, UFC, for coming to Rio de Janeiro.
Thank you.
All right, Dana White joining us there.